everybody, Pratima here. So this is the all-new Apple Watch Series 10. And after wearing it for over a month now, I've got to say there's not a lot of big upgrades here. But if you are an iPhone user looking to buy your first smartwatch, this is a perfectly good smartwatch that I am sure you will be happy to put on. Here, two of the biggest upgrades are in terms of the design and the display. At first glance, yes, this thing does not look any different from previous Apple Watches. It has the same squarish design, the same digital crown on the side, and a variety of watch bands to choose from. But it's a little bit bigger, a little bit thinner, and a little bit lighter now. The thing I really liked is Apple has managed to make it 10% slimmer than the last 3 generations of Apple smartwatches. And I thought slimming down an already slim smartwatch would mean bad news for the haptics and phone calls, but no. The Watch Series 10's vibration feedback feels as crisp as ever, and the call quality is even better now since it has support for voice isolation, just like how we get on iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, and AirPods. It is enabled by default and it does a fantastic job at making voice and sound audible and clear in the middle of all the disturbance around me. And you can also play media directly from the watch now. As far as durability is concerned, the Watch Series 10 has the same IP6X dust resistance and 5 ATM water resistance. And its base variant still comes with an aluminum case, although I like how you can finally get the Watch Series 10 with a titanium case as well, just like the Apple Watch Ultra. And the titanium Watch Series 10 does get a couple of spec buffs too, including cellular connectivity and a tougher, more scratch-resistant sapphire crystal glass for the display. However, the titanium variant is anywhere between 60 to 70% more expensive than this aluminum version. So this aluminum variant should be enough for most users, I think. Anyway, like the design, this guy brings some big upgrades in terms of the display too. You can get it in either 42 or 46mm cases instead of the usual 41 or 45mm sizes. And the 46mm version of the Watch Series 10 has the biggest display out of every other Apple Watch you can find, even bigger than the 49mm version of the Watch Ultra 2. That's the reason I got myself the 42mm Watch Series 10. It actually has the same size display as the 45mm Watch Series 9 from last year. Apple says that they have narrowed down the bezels, made the edges more rounded, and also extended the front glass further over the sides this time. And yes, I am loving all the extra screen space. So everything from text in the new Translate app to the UI elements in the Weather app and typing up a text in the Messages feels more spacious on the Watch Series 10. But besides a bigger screen space, the Watch Series 10's display is pretty much the same as the one on the Watch Series 9. From the colors to brightness levels, touch response, well, nothing else has changed between the two. Apple did mention about a wide-angle OLED display that's supposed to improve the readability when looking at the watch from certain angles, but I didn't find any noticeable difference, to be honest. However, I like a couple of nice-looking new watch faces here. There's one called Flux with pole typography, which looks especially rad in Devanagari font if you ask me. And the other one's called Reflections that can even show ticking seconds hands in always on screen, and it looks pretty cool. Moving on, this latest Apple smartwatch gets a chipset upgrade as well. The S9 chip in last year's Watch Series 9 and Watch Ultra 2 already had such a massive performance leap, but this time around the Watch Series 10's S10 chip does not come with any performance upgrade. It's just that the new chip is engineered to achieve a thinner profile more than anything else. But I am not complaining though, since performance and fluency have never been an issue on Apple Watches, and this guy feels perfectly snappy and smooth no matter what I throw at it. And with the new watchOS 11, we get some of the new experiences on the Watch Series 10. So first of all, the Smart Stack is even smarter now, as it can automatically suggest different widgets based on time of the day. Like when I wake up, it will show the sleep widgets and something else like weather and photos during the afternoon hours. There's also the new Translate app I mentioned before, and I like how that double tap thing has gotten more intuitive across the whole UI as well. The watchOS 11 also brings a couple of interesting features that I have been asking for when it comes to health and fitness tracking. Now I can finally pause my activity ring without losing my activity streak or even adjust my goals based on the day of the week. Now, I am not much of a fitness person by any means, but if you are one, being able to set a rest day is a super big deal, since getting proper rest is equally important as hitting your daily activity targets. I can also log the level of effort I put into any workout on the Watch Series 10, and perhaps the most useful health feature on this thing is something called Vitals. So by logging at least 7 sleep cycles, this watch keeps track of several key matrices like my heart rate, blood oxygen level, wrist temperature, and respiratory rate to look for any signs of abnormality. Everything looks good on my end so far, but I've seen multiple users on Reddit report how the Vitals app correctly predicted how they were about to get sick, so this is quite promising. The Watch Series 10 also has the ability to detect signs of sleep apnea now, which is a fairly common sleeping disorder where your breathing gets frequently irregular during sleep. Once again, everything is normal on my end so far, but nearly as 1 billion adults aged 30 to 69 years worldwide could have obstructed sleep apnea, so this is actually a very nice feature to have. Other than this, the Watch Series 10's health monitoring features are as reliable as ever. From heart rate to blood oxygen and even ECG reading, it can do them all. Apple has also borrowed a few fitness tracking features from its Ultra watches this time, including a depth gauge and a water temperature sensor. It did make sure to limit its reading up to 6 meters only versus up to 40 meters on the Watch Ultra 2, but casual swimmers should love this nifty little upgrade anyway. I kind of wish the Watch Series 10 also had dual frequency GPS, which you get with the Ultra, but it still only supports L1 GPS. So when you're walking, running, or exercising through dense city streets, the Series 10 will struggle to accurately pinpoint your location at all times. Finally, let's talk about the battery life, and unfortunately, I still need to recharge this guy every single day unless I don't record long workouts, use GPS, use Wi-Fi, or get a lot of notifications. But the good news is that it can now go from 0 to 80% in just half an hour. Alright, so I guess I better wrap things up now. So it's pretty clear that the Watch Series 10 is the most iterative upgrade to an Apple Watch ever, just like the iPhone 16 series. Besides the bigger display, slightly faster charging, and that voice isolation thing, it does not have any truly standout feature at all. There are a few new health tracking features that I found genuinely useful, but most of them will be available on the Watch Series 9 too, including all of those enabled by the Watch OS 11 and even sleep apnea detection. That means if you have been rocking the Apple Watch 7, 8 or 9, there literally is no reason to upgrade this year either. Whereas if you have been waiting to upgrade from a much older Apple Watch like the Watch Series 5, 6 or something like that, or looking to buy your first Apple Watch, then this thing totally makes sense. But also check out if there is any deals on last year's Watch Series 9. That one might be available at a bargain these days, and you're still getting like 95% off what the Watch Series 10 offers. Alright everybody, that was all for my full review of the Apple Watch Series 10. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this device, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications icon. Till then, I'm Pratima Adhikari, and thank you so much for watching.